Welcome guys to another episode of Boom Arena. Today we're gonna be reaching 4900 medals using this Apes deck. This deck is designed to counter air cards. I believe the original player of it was Cozy. Thank you for the deck, and yeah, the deck pretty much plays itself. What you really want to do is play Apes as many times in the game as possible and get either Apes damage or Earthquake, either of which are fine. So without further ado, let's jump to some gameplay and show how this deck is being played. And we're in the first game of the video. It's gonna be against 4-medal player called Skippy Toilet, which I presume is the reference to a popular show among Gen Alpha people. We're gonna see what's gonna turn out from this game, as he opens with pretty bizarre set of cards. Not gonna lie, it's not the things you usually see. We're gonna play a Earthquake on Mana Pump. Nothing out of the ordinary, just taking some positive trades. And right now I would actually love to play Apes. And he tried to be sneaky with that Cyclone, very nice play, but unfortunately didn't work for him. So we're gonna just push with Apes since we have a good mana lead. And I think that's gonna be tower already, which is pretty fine for us. Bomberman will survive as well, so I presume this tower goes down. And yeah, we're gonna be having a very solid advantage. He gives up. I'm not gonna prolong the game. Let's hope to the game number 2. And we're in the second game of the video. It's gonna be against Vayne, who's gonna be almost 1.150 player. And he's gonna start with archers. So decks we're looking at are obviously cycle decks, and with this Explorer I think it's gonna be asymmetry, but I cannot be 100% sure still. We're gonna find out what is this. We're gonna use EQ for the mana pump and just play it out slowly. He's gonna play a Phone Hut, so that's gonna be his building of choice. Nothing bad with that. Phone Hut is very popular, although like I've said, in my opinion it's not the strongest building in the game. I usually prefer playing some things like Bomb Tower or Cannon, because like Bomb Tower serves pretty much the same purpose as a Phone Hut and is just better in every way except hitting air. And at the same time the Cannon is just 1 mana cheaper, and especially in cycle decks that's pretty huge. So that's why I don't like playing Phone Hut particularly much, but I don't think it's a bad option. I just think there are better ones. He's gonna be trying to outcycle me really hard. I'm gonna play Earthquake every time on this pump, and while he's getting ahead with a card cycle, I think he won't be able to afford many pumps soon, so that's gonna be going for us. And we're gonna go for some Swordman, for some Heal Tiny, and he's gonna be playing actually a machine gun, so that was a good call. We're gonna heal these Apes, try to take this machine gun out. That was successful, and yeah. So against machine gun, what you want to do is have a Swordman as often as possible in hand, just to do this and never engage into your enemy troops, because machine gun players are very good at engaging at bridge fights, and if you can just deny them from ever doing so, you're gonna be probably in a very good shape. So I'm gonna play Phone Hut here just to neutralize both the archers, and I'm gonna play Swordman next to tank for the machine gun. And since he won't be able to engage against us with this one, we're gonna just play Apes, and right now I'm gonna sneak some damage. You usually don't want to be too aggressive in this matchup, because it is actually the machine gun that has more potential of dealing big damage than us, but if you are able to just sneak it once or twice in the game, it should be enough to just conclude the victory for you. So I'm gonna just go aggressively right now because he's doing nothing and just cycling cards. In that case, it's usually good to take the initiative since you're pretty much guaranteed to get some damage. I'm gonna play EQ aggressively here. I'm gonna heal this swordman. I'm gonna play footman barrel on the offense and hope to get some damage again. Like I said, Vayne is playing pretty passive and I am not surprised by that because, well, I'm having Earthquake, so it's gonna be tough for him anyways. We're gonna take the game number 2 right now. We had very good matchup and it has been proven. GG, let's jump to the game number 3. And we're in the game number 3 against Goten Basan, which I don't think means anything in English. It sounds like it's a foreign word, so I'll probably check it later, but anyhow, our friend Goten Basan will start off with Viking and Rolling Steel, so already we're gonna see some alternative deck that isn't being played by top players. Usually Viking is paired with more dynamic spell like Blitz or Bullets. Rolling Steel is usually better paired with things like cycle decks because it fights well over the bridge and gets more value over time. While spells like Bullets and Blitz are just instantaneous spells that you want to get the value out of them almost instantly, so that's usually a better choice of spell again with cards like Viking. And that's why you don't see the Rolling Steel usually played with Viking, because if you are playing 7 mana card, you usually want to protect it really well, and Rolling Steel is just not about that. Rolling Steel is about winning map control in general, but usually to do so you will lose some cards which has just low value, and yeah, you don't do that with Viking because Viking is quite a high value card, and this is the card that you actually want to preserve to get value over time. It's not like, I don't know, it's not like Fons. You don't want to protect Fons unless there's a good reason, but you want to almost always get a value out of your Viking. Also, I'm gonna just get Apes on the tower. Right now it's gonna be a good damage, maybe even tower ending. And if not so, it's gonna be 9 HP, which in my eyes is pretty much the tower anyway. Right now we're gonna have to hold this general, and since he has played some good offense, we're gonna take 1 hit for trouble. I'm gonna play EQ here to kill the Phone Horde and a tower as a bonus. And after that I think we can actually go in with Apes on the offense. He's gonna have to defend, he's gonna even receive a splash on the tower, which is very unfortunate for him because, yeah, because of that he's gonna pretty much lose a tower, so that was a very good sequence for us. I think like I'm gonna even protect this Bomberman and just go for another set of Apes on his Viking tower. The game has been concluded, GG's, well played. Let's jump to the game number 4 of today's video. And we're in the game number 4 of this video. It's gonna be against Adam, 1k player, who's gonna start up with Mother Devils. Oh, Mother Devil, Ice Tiny Skeletons, Footman Keg, all these fantasy cards at the beginning of the show. We're gonna see what this deck will be, as I pretty much cannot recall anything with these cards. We're gonna have to find out later on. And yeah, he's gonna play Earthquake against our Phone Hut, so it's already some clue on what may be happening here. He's gonna play a very good Explorer to just block my Bomberman, so I'm gonna get a kill on this Mortar, hopefully. No, I won't actually get a kill on this Mortar, and we'll get a shot, so very good beginning for him to block my Bomberman. I didn't expect it to be played, but right now we have that knowledge, and yeah, we're gonna be able to to play it better next time. I was about to say I'm gonna take this hit on the tower anyway, but one ape fortunately skipped, and not only it dealt some damage to a tower, it also blocked a mortar shot, so very good start for us. He's playing very bizarre mortar deck, which involves Mother Devil and Gunner. Usually don't see Mother Devil paired with mortar because those cards serve completely different purposes. Like Mother Devil wants to stay alive for as long as possible to get more value, while the purpose of a mortar is to force out the uncomfortable response out of your opponent. And usually these two don't add up pretty well. Also very good attempt from me here to protect the Bomberman. It will go down eventually, but not before killing this Mother Devil. So it was another successful offense. I'm gonna just cycle some cards since, well, he only have shown the Mortar as his win condition, and if he doesn't show more, I'm gonna just keep playing normal, because like his deck isn't well optimized, and against not well optimized deck you pretty much can do anything you want, for the reason that, well, they pretty much will have always a hard time of punishing your play. And like you've seen, I pretty much didn't commit too much mana on the right side, and he wasn't able to defend that. But if you're not able to defend that, you usually should create a counterplay, and his deck is so bad that he couldn't even do that. With that being said, we're gonna obviously take a very easy win, and yeah, I don't think this Mortar deck was a good experiment, Adam. Create something better. Let's jump to the game number 5. Alright, and we are in the game number 5. We're gonna face Adam again. I was stuck for quite a while in matchmaking, so I was hoping for the better matchup, but yeah, we'll take it anyway. He's gonna be playing probably the same deck again, or maybe he's gonna switch. So from the cards I have seen right now, he will probably switch to Super Ape 2.6, and then he shows a Footman Cake to disprove me once again. So yeah, I think we can call it a brand new deck and just play the game from now on. I'm gonna play a Phone Hat actually. There's nothing bad with that, especially that I kinda don't know his deck and he knows mine, so in this regard I have to be a little bit more careful than him. And that's why I'm gonna call in anyway, because well I don't care, I want this win, man. He's gonna spend a lot of resources to get rid of my Apes though, and usually playing spells on defense should be like the last resort of you. So seeing that obviously makes me happy. I kinda want to protect this Bomberman a little bit more. It won't work out like fabulously, but I will get a one hit, so that's pretty nice already. Alright, so he's gonna be playing a machine gun. This time matchup will be a bit more tricky because, well, Mother Devil still doesn't pair well with a machine gun, but it's not that bad of a synergy like with Mortar, where, well, Mortar is kinda like Rolling Steel, which kinda has to give more value than, has to force out more mana response than the card on which it is being played. And yeah, machine gun is just a win condition that will punish you if you don't have a correct responses, and unfortunately for him I'm gonna be having a quite good response for his machine gun, which is gonna be obviously the Earthquake. Probably the best response in the game against machine gun, like except for I believe the General, which is, well, also considered a very good response. I'm gonna try to kill this Phone Horde and maybe this Gunner. Well, it didn't work out as I planned, but the important thing is that we survived. I'm gonna play a Bomberman once he plays his Flying Bomb. and if he refuses to do so, I'm gonna just play Bomberman anyway. Obviously out of the range of the tower, so he won't get any value. That's a very important criteria in here. I'm gonna protect the Bomberman, which was kinda instinctive. I didn't expect him to actually go for it, but he went for it, so yeah. That's a good thing out of me, and we're gonna have a absolute map control. He's gonna play Mother Devil, that's a standard move, and we're gonna be playing Ape on the opposite side. So at this point I think Adam has realized that he cannot just get away with playing flying bombs on my apes. He just started to defending with other cards, and right now he's playing flying bomb because he realized that he actually will die if he ceases to stop defending with that card, and it won't matter in the end. I'm gonna take a very comfortable win. Once again, I don't think that was a best deck of him that he could have come up with, but I believe the deck creators are also required in this game, because if there was no deck creators, we would play like 4 or 5 stale decks over and over again. So there you have it, 4900 medals using this very easy to play Apes Bomberman deck. The only thing that you pretty much have to master with this deck is defensive sequences, and even them aren't that difficult, since like Bomberman is easier to play than Gunner. Only thing you have to just keep that in mind, it's a 5 mana card, so it's kinda tough to lose. Like sometimes you can afford Gunner being killed by Digger, with Bomberman you pretty much cannot allow it at all cost. Also, Apes should be used as a effective counterplay. So if you're playing against Flying Robot and let's say you recognize it after first 2 or 3 cards being played, you should keep your apes for a counterplay and not just cycle them for attack. So that's gonna be my tip for playing this deck, and yeah. That's gonna be also it for this video. Make sure if you enjoy this type of content, leave a comment down below so I can know it, and if you want to see more Boom Arena gameplay out of me, click that subscribe button down below. I'm gonna see you guys in the next episode of Boom Arena.